was that? Oh, that was dumb. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm really excited because I'm finally going to be trying Nars, and I'm particularly excited because of this. This is the Climax palette that came out at the end of 2021 and I've wanted it since it came out, finally grabbed it when it restocked, and I can't wait to try this. And if you're new here, my name is Colin. I am a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup, and I have a soft spot for indie makeup and colorful makeup, which this is not really either of those, but I am still very excited for this. And I have new content every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. So this is the Nars Climax palette. I saw that this restocked last week, and I've been contemplating buying it for like 2 months since I saw some of my friends buy it and really love it, and I saw it on a bunch of favorites of 2021 lists, and I was like, you know what, I really like the colors, I'm gonna get it. And I did manage to get a coupon code, so I think I paid $40 for it. I think normally it's $45 to $50, I don't remember exactly. But I'm super excited to try this. It just came in today, right before I started teaching, so this is the first time I've actually gotten to touch it or anything. And with my order, I was able to get 2 free samples, so I ended up getting a sample of their mascara. This is the Climax Extreme Mascara, which it's like a normal little travel size, so I'm excited for that. And I got a sample of the Power Matte Lip Pigment in the shade Vein, which is a brick red. I don't know if I'll use this today. I'm wearing a gloss right now. I love a red lip, but I like a red lip with more of a neutral eye, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, so I might not use this today, but I'm excited to try this out. It looks like I'll be able to get a use or 2 out of this. And I'm not 100% unsure if I want to open this since I have like 2 open mascaras right now, but they are both, I have 3 open, but 2 of them are this size. So, So this is not technically the first time I've tried Nars. I've tried them a little bit. I got this little baby size of the Laguna bronzer as a free birthday gift from Sephora, and I have used this. I actually used it today, get into that in a second, but it's a really beautiful tone. I really like the undertone of this. It's really neutral, so it works well on my skin, but it's too light. So what I did today is I tried to use the Glossier Cloud Paint that I got for Christmas. It's the orange one. I don't remember the name. I think it's Dawn. And then I used the Glossier bronzer that I got a sample of, and I tried the medium one, and it matched my skin tone pretty well and just kind of blended into nothing, except for gold sparkle, which seems weird. I like a luminous bronzer, but like it just looked like gold glitter. And then I tried the tan one, and that one is just too warm. So you can see the tan one is most of the color I have on my cheek. The blush didn't really do most of this. This is mostly the bronzer. So then what I did was, since I was gonna film this anyway, after I finished teaching, I grabbed this and I put this a little bit on top and on my forehead and on my nose. So I wish this was darker. The shade darker I think is Casino, and I don't really like the undertone of that. It looks like the darker they get, the more red they get. I like the undertone of this, but it's just so dark that I have to really dig in, or it's so light that I have to really dig in, and then even then I still get like a, do I even have it on? It just added a little bit of warmth, but not any sculpt. Like there's not enough depth to use it to sculpt, but I can use it to add a subtle warmth to my skin. So I'm not mad that I have this, I just wish it was darker. But that's all I've tried from Nars. So this is the Climax palette. I'm super excited to try this out. I just got it today. It came literally 10 minutes before I started teaching. So I ran down, grabbed the package, came back upstairs and got on Zoom, and I've been on Zoom for the last few hours. And now I can finally play with this. So I did do a quick base before that. I did obviously the Glossier stuff, and then I used my Fenty concealer, the Bright Fix, a little bit, and then I used Pat McGrath foundation. I used literally 1 pump with my fingers and just spread it around as a really sheer layer, which is my go-to. So this is a palette. It's Got this nice heavy duty, like this is heavy plastic, and I just touched one of the shadows while I tried to open it. This is the inside. So I'm super excited to play with this. This is very neutral with a twist. It's very earthy, which is what I like. I like an earthy color story in general, but especially for neutrals. So you've got a really bright, like pale beige, you've got kind of a rosy mauve, you've got kind of a rosy brown, you've got a green, and then you've got these really beautiful shimmers. And especially this blue shimmer, I don't think I have a dupe for this at all. Didn't mean to touch it. But, so I'm really excited to try those out. I am gonna swatch this just because I don't really know what the colors are gonna look like, or what they'll feel like, since I've never used Nars before. And I have heard this is better than most of their stuff in the past. So I do see what people mean about their naming schemes, like the shade names in this: Open Wide, Private Show, Night Rhythm, or the Blush Orgasm. Like it's definitely a very specific naming scheme that they have. So let's see, this feels really soft. So this is the really light shade. You can see it's way lighter than my skin tone, but could be a buffing out shade. It's not like too pale that it'll look ashy on me. This is the second matte. These feel really nice. Like these are silky. Also pretty pale, but a different undertone. So I'll put these here. I don't have anything on my arm. And for anybody who might be new here, I am a medium olive. So, in case you're wondering. So it's a little darker, a little more mauve-y. This is actually darker swatched out than it looks like it would be in the pan. Like, look how bright that is there. So I definitely can use both of those. So there's one like more flat looking metallic, and then these four are really textured looking. So I'm excited to see what these look like. And that feels really soft. It's really pigmented. And the green one feels really creamy and thick compared to the others. I have lots of greens like this, but it's beautiful. So we've got, it's a nice kind of pink champagne. And then like a coppery bronze and really pretty green. I could probably dupe most of these shades, but not together in one palette. And I don't know if I could dupe the blue one at all, which is why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. This is a really beautiful bronze shade. So this is the one that was not as sparkly as the others. And we've got the matte green and this matte like plummy shade. These are really pretty. So there's the bronze. So that's beautiful. Yeah, it's not as sparkly as the rest, but it's still really beautiful. That's the kind of like, it's kind of a bronze, but there's a little bit of a plumness to it. That's the kind of shade I would wear all the time. Maybe tap a little bit of this on top. Here's the green. Didn't swatch the best. There's the plummy shade. It's really pretty, also didn't swatch the best, but swatches are really only to tell you the color for me, less about actual performance. So this is the blue. It's kind of like a gray blue. That's really pretty. Yeah, it's like blue with but like a grayness to it, gray purple. And then there's like some silver running through it. That's really pretty. Okay, so I think I know what I'm gonna do. There's lots of options to do with this because of the shimmer to matte ratio. There's lots of possibilities, but there's also lots of videos out there. This palette's been around for a few months. So I'm not gonna do like 2 looks or anything like that. I can do more looks with this if people want like inspiration. I'm happy to do that. I like getting new things and the newest thing that's being hyped, but I also like finding tried and true products that people really love and that will work for me, and people may already have, so maybe there's not a lot of hype around it anymore, but it's still a good product. So I actually bought a decent amount of old products and old palettes, especially in the last few months, because it's things that I've been wanting, was able to get, like Natasha Denona Metropolis. So especially for some of those older palettes, if you want videos with me using them or like look ideas, let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to do that. There's a lot of stuff that I will do a look with, post on maybe Instagram, but I don't necessarily film a video for, but I will and I can. So I already primed with my Urban Decay primer, and I'm going to try the light shade and see how well that works as a transition. This is a Refer 15. I've wiped off, it's got some old shadow on it, but it's been cleaned on the towel, so it's not gonna deposit any product. So there's a bit of kick up in the pan, but not a crazy amount. Decent amount came off when I tapped. A lot came off when I tapped. That looked really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in my crease and just see how this works as a transition shade. I think it's too light, but you never know. It did swatch darker than it looked in the pan. Yeah, it's a very subtle, like I could put this here and then use one of the lighter shades and have a very subtle matte look. Blend out the edges. That added a little bit of color, so that worked pretty well. I don't know how well it would work on anyone darker than me, but there are those videos out there. And then I'm gonna go straight in with the green. I'm gonna take the Refer 14, which has a nice little taper to it. I'm gonna pick up some of that green, picked up very nicely. Tap off. And I'm gonna put that on the outer corner and see how that works. It's a really pretty green. It's a very cool toned green. Very earthy, which is what drew me into this palette. I like an earthy color story. So this is only my second video of the year, even though it's the 10th. That's just because last week was the first week back teaching and back on campus, although we're not on campus right now because of COVID cases. So we're doing like a hybrid remote situation, but we started on the 3rd. So we started right away, and it's been busy. I'm helping teach a class on epidemiology, actually, and epidemics and pandemics. And it's got 230 students. So it's just a lot. So this is going very nicely into the crease. It's blending into the other one really well. There's a little bit of skipping right here in my crease, but that's pretty normal for me until I go back in with the first shade. I feel like Sigil Inspired and Pat McGrath are like the two brands that don't do that. There's a little bit of a pink to both of the upper mattes, which is interesting. Kind of warms up the look. So you're not going fully cool toned with the darker shades. So I really like the way that looks. And that worked out pretty easily, so this could be, without talking, a very quick eye look. I'm gonna use this Sigma, I keep saying Sigma, so I'm gonna use this Refer 26. I'm so used to only having Sigma brushes. And I'm gonna pick up the green, and I'm just going to run it right here and connect to the upper and lower lash. Make it a little smoky without being too smoky. Okay. And then using that fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend the edges of that a little bit. So that looks really nice. That's 2 shades, worked really well. And then I'm gonna take the same pencil brush and I'm gonna try and pick up some of that metallic bronze shade here, Next Level. Picked up very nicely, and I'm gonna run that along my lower lash line. So that added a lot of smoke, and that's pretty dark, but that's fine. I don't mind a dark lower lash. I will probably put a little bit of brightness right here. So next I'm gonna take my shader brush. This is a 21 from Rougher, and I'm gonna pick up that green. And it picks up very nicely. I'm gonna spray that just to avoid fallout. I don't know if there will be, but just in case. And I'm gonna put that over the front half of my lid. Or most of my lid, I think. That's really beautiful. It's a really nice olive. It's got some like gold running through it too, so it's not just olive. It reflects light really well. Yeah, I really like that. And then I'm gonna take the other side of the brush and pick up a little bit of the blue and put that out here and just kind of blend the two together. I feel like that'll add a little bit of depth on the outer part. You could do either shade on the lid, but I'm gonna mix them. This would be a really easy palette to do, like transition shade, darker shade, metallic, I couldn't think of the word, or just one matte and one metallic. I don't have any fallout, so I really like the way that looks. I'm gonna grab this smaller pencil brush. This is the 3. I'm gonna go into the lightest shade here. This is Passion Play. And I'm gonna put that right here on the inner corner, a little bit on the inner third, and underneath here a little bit. Just to brighten things up a little bit. I'll probably use an actual highlighter as my inner corner because this isn't the brightest. Oh, no, that works pretty well as an inner corner. Okay, so I really like that. I'm gonna go do the other side and try out the mascara. I'm not gonna try and do mascara on camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and this is the finished look, and I'm really happy with it. I went ahead and I used the Nars mascara. This is, again, Climax Extreme. I got this as the sample size, and then I put the Haus Labs liner in Antique Rose in my waterline. It's my favorite Haus Labs liner. And I really like this. This is a very smoky, earthy look without being overly smoky. I didn't need like a black or anything like that. This is the kind of shadow, the kind of look I do every day to go to work, unless I'm doing something really light and ethereal. So far I'm really happy with this. I think the quality in this is really nice. I can't wait to use the other dark shade, the darkest one. I can't wait to use the other shimmers, use this bronze all over the lid. I'm excited to keep playing with this. So I will obviously update you later on my thoughts once I've used a little bit more, but it is in stock now, so I'll link it down below. At least on the Nars website, it's in stock. So I know this was pretty popular 2 months ago or so when it came out, but I'm really impressed. And if this is the formula that Nars has going forward, I will definitely be watching out for their palettes because this is really nice. I will also try this red lip sometime soon and give an opinion on that. I just don't really feel like wearing a red lip with this eye, or at least just right now. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like any more content with this, obviously, but also just if you have this palette, if it's one of the ones you tried last year and what your thoughts on it are. The naming scheme that they use is, I mean, some people are horrified by it. I just think it's a little old, but whatever. But the quality, super nice. This is really pretty. It's a nice earthy palette, and that's what I really want right now is earthy tones. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video.